immediately thrown into a very deep aquifer of cynicism.
Healing the heart of democracy.
Healing the heart of democracy, right, and thrown into this aquifer of cynicism about, are you kidding? You know, given the state of things, given the way our system is run by big money, given the disempowerment of the average citizen, you've got to be out of your head. And, you know, as always, part of you feels, well, maybe I am crazy. And the act of persisting in those fundamental beliefs that something better is possible, and that you're willing. I mean, I think this is courage, and I try to call myself to it every day, and I often fail. You don't have much to offer, but you're willing to put your piece on the table as if this were a potluck supper, right? That we were building, that we were creating together. And if everybody keeps bringing a hot dish or whatever the East Coast equivalent of that is, pretty soon we'll have a meal that will feed everyone. So rebellion can be that very small thing of swimming upstream against a tide of cynicism or against a tide of scarcity, and trying to witness to that in your life day in and day out. And it can really, really make you hurt. As I've said in my writing and in my talking, 3 times in my adult life, I have been plunged into deep depression for 6, 8 months at a time. There's a cost to be paid. Depression isn't the cost that everyone pays, but I'm working with some people now in the world of internet startups who are very, very concerned about the rash of suicides that happened a few years ago among relatively young and some middle-aged internet startup folks, where the success rate is only 10%, and a lot of money is at stake, and a lot of people's jobs are at stake, and they've taken this all on themselves, and they're not getting any sleep, and they can't find any peace. And I know from my own journey where that goes, and it goes into deep darkness from which some people don't recover. So, you know, we really need to be talking with each other about these things. Depression, although it's talked about more than it was in the 50s, is still a taboo subject in our society, especially among, quote, successful people. And we need to stop that. We need to go public with it, because we are each other's healthcare workers.
Yeah, and I think, and not just people who are successes, but people who are trying to make a difference in the world.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, do it anyway.